I got interested in trying to write a no play, and particularly a warrior no play, because it would help me tell a very personal and traumatic story. California Poppies. My name is Carrie Preston, and I wrote Zahdi, Dates, and Poppies based on a story that my husband told me from his time in Iraq flying combat missions over the desert. He said, there's one bomb that I really don't know what happened. I blew up a house. I wanted to tell that story as a way to come to terms with the ways that deployment challenged our relationship and then all of the combat trauma that I was seeing. I had been struggling to tell this story in the right way for a number of years. It wasn't coming out in my poetry. It often felt sentimental. It often felt like, having not been at war, I didn't have the right to try to put certain experiences into words.
Kill there, but there is one bomb I cannot count.
I first encountered no when I was visiting my husband in Japan. I sat there being totally fascinated. I had no idea what was going on. I had no idea what the story was, but I knew that I'd never had an experience like that before. And so that started me on a very, very long journey. I first encountered Theatre Nohgaku when I was looking for training in the No form, and they work together, train each other for the past 20 years.
Theatre Nohgaku's mission is to present to Western audiences an art form, Japanese no, which we consider vital to the theater of the world. I'm Richard Emmert, and I'm the artistic director of Theatre Nohgaku. No is a classical theater form from Japan, about 650 years old. It's highly stylized. And so on the spectrum between stylization and realistic theater, it's way over on the stylistic side of things.
My name is David Crandall, and I'm the music director, and I also wrote the score.
My name is Jubilith Moore, and I'm the project director of Zahdi, Dates, and Poppies by Theatre Nohgaku. What is no theater?
My feeling about no is it's bringing your attention right to the crux of life.
It's not about plot. It's about how we express a moment of beauty.
The dancing and the music, the text, the costumes, and the beautifully made masks are all in perfect balance.
Techniques that have been passed down and refined over many, many generations.
Into a kind of total theater. Theatre Nohgaku is interested in developing new work, and so they offer writers' workshops.
Carrie Preston attended a writer's workshop that I was conducting, and actually 2 of those workshops, and in the process of that, she wrote a wonderful script.
When I was trying to learn about the no form, as soon as I hit on the warrior play, I felt this must be a way. This is a way that in Japan, they've been telling stories about warriors and the trauma of war for centuries. The dreams, the nightmares, the waking visions that someone suffering from combat trauma experience. No was a theater that was about dreams and nightmares and haunting.
I think Theatre Nohgaku's involvement in the project is part of their greater mission, where they're really, really interested in introducing important stories that need to be told through the lens of no, which we believe to be a very, very powerful way of expressing anything.
This is a wonderful opportunity for Theatre Nohgaku. We are spread all over the world, and so we depend on projects to bring us together.
My name is Thomas O'Connor, and I am a company member for Theatre Nohgaku, helping to develop the performance of this piece, and I'm also playing the husband.
Man, I count each bomb, carry the burden.
We have been interacting with Carrie. She's trained in No and not simply trying to write from the outside. It just means that she's invested more in understanding the form.
This is the first time that we've put this together. We're exploring new territory. This is something that people have not done before.
It's trying to find where it fits on the spectrum between East and West theater conventions.
This is Shinsaku No. This is a newly made No play, so there isn't any precedent about how to do it. So even now, when we take opening lines like the Shidai, and we say, California Poppies, that's a very forward sound, a kind of a Western sound. But if it's going to be restrained back into a somewhat more No sound, California Poppies, you see, there's a very different kind of feeling there. And as a performer, trying to figure out what's going to be appropriate, how much of this is really a No play, how much of this is more avant-garde theater, we're still working that out.
As a choreographer, it's certainly stretched my sense of what movement does and how movement contributes to a play.
But to be able to stage it and to see how the movement is going to integrate with the music and words is very exciting to me.
Many people think No hasn't changed for 600 years. That isn't true. It's changing all the time. It's alive now.
Take my hand, follow me.
Boston University's Arts Initiative sponsors a residency every spring. The Arts Initiative thought that bringing in a company that focused on non-Western theater would provide workshops for those who are interested in Japanese literature and theater, but also questions of translation and cultural appropriation, who owns this form and how wide can we stretch it, and to perform a kind of theater that, to my knowledge, has never been performed at Boston University.
And we're looking for places to do productions. This is great.
I would really love for this play to be a wonderful catalyst for interesting conversations.
And hopefully given a sort of fresh perspective through this ancient form.
It's a good piece. I think it's a very good piece. And we're looking forward to giving people a good show.
Explode from the sand, shake strong magic.